My name is Teresa Micheletti, and this site is called Take What Rings True. So, the whole idea is I'm going to be sharing spiritual thoughts, and you can decide whether you believe them or not because you need to find your own truth. So, today I'm going to be talking about joy and regaining joy. I don't know about you, but I seem to have trouble staying in the present and staying with being able to feel joy. So, maybe a friend or a relative needs this more than you do, but I'm sure at times you might need some of this information. So, I'm sure you're better at being joyful than me. It takes me a long time to figure out patterns in my life. We all want to be joyful. Maybe some of you sabotage your joy like I do. I discovered with the help of angels that I tend to live in the space of waiting for something to happen. And instead of waiting for something to happen, I need to just be in the present, just be, just live my life. The only place we feel joy is in the present, in the now. Lately, I've been waiting for a family situation to resolve. So I'm waiting, and thinking about the future and thinking about the future. So it's not necessarily replaying or uh, rehearsing what's going to happen in the future. It's just waiting. All of those things, replaying, rehearsing, and just waiting, all of those things keep you out of the present. You're just like on the edge of the future and you aren't like in the now. And when you're on the edge of the future, you feel despair because you're not feeling joy. You're not in the present. I can't believe I spend so much time waiting, waiting for something to happen, expecting something to happen soon. If it would only happen soon, then my life would be better. Well, my life's going to be better if I actually live my life instead of like just always being there, just like waiting. It's going to happen anytime now. And it hasn't happened yet. So I have had disheartening things happen. Maybe you have too. Maybe somebody betrayed you, or you lost a job, or a loved one, or just something traumatic happened. Maybe you've been really ill. Well, there are times that you can't focus on the now. You're just being busy dealing with whatever it is. And it's hard to focus on noticing the joy around you. However, I can remember when my dad died, all the family was there. And moments after my dad died, we started telling stories. We started telling funny stories about my dad. Like the time when my sister was about 8, we were on vacation and she noticed my dad had a bald spot. So my dad told her a mouse had eaten his hair. Another time, we had gone to the movies and my dad had fallen asleep, wasn't interested in probably some kids' movie for my nephew. So he'd fallen asleep and his false teeth had fallen out. So when he got home, he realized, oh, he doesn't have the rest of his teeth. And it's probably at the movies. So, of course, I get sent back to the movies. Did you find any false teeth? And of course they did. They gave me the false teeth, but it's kind of embarrassing going to the movie theater and saying, did you find any false teeth? Anyway, another time, dad was wearing this costume. It was Halloween. My mom, we had all gathered moss from around our property, and mom had glued it on long underwear. And my dad kept answering the door, and he looked like a monster. We lived in this old Victorian house, and all the neighborhood kids, expecting the usual cheery Halloween costumes. My dad's answering, and he looks like a monster. It was pretty funny. They were all surprised, but of course they knew it was my dad when he started talking. But That was fun. And we found joy in the moment of grief. We can find joy at any time in our life if we pay attention and we focus. Of course, grief lasts for a while and you can't always feel joy, but we need to focus on when we can find joy. I'm not usually looking at joy or trying to find it. I need to focus more on that. And I'm so thankful to the angels. Most of you know that I've been working with angels for over 2 years through an angel channel. So I've been having private sessions with angels. Anyway, when the angels told me that I'm in the waiting zone, I keep staying in the waiting zone, waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for my situation with my relatives to resolve. I'm waiting for somebody to get back to me about something. So instead of going forward in my life or just enjoying what's around me, go sit out in the backyard and enjoy the sun. No, no, no. I'm still in that waiting because boy, I can concentrate on things and I can focus on things and I'm responsible. So I'm going to be sitting in that waiting zone, just waiting for life to happen. Well, when you're waiting for life to happen, then you don't feel the joy because you're waiting. You're not in the moment. You need to be in the now, in the moment. So I'm thankful to the angels for helping me, but I need to be more in the moment. Now, I can find joy when I'm making decisions. I'm good at that part. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. So when you need to make a decision, say you have a choice between a couple of jobs, or what color to paint your house, or what shirt to buy, pick the one that brings you joy. Choose the job that would bring you joy. Choose the paint color for your house that would bring you joy. Choose the new shirt color that would bring you joy. A lot of times we choose something that has nothing to do with joy. It's like, oh, I believe other people think I should choose this, or this is the more responsible thing. No, choose the one that brings you joy. So now I'm so much better. When I have to make a decision, it's easier for me to choose the one that will bring me joy. Okay, somebody asked me to talk at a conference. Would that bring me joy? Or should I stay home because those people are not friendly? Well, if they're going to bring me joy, I'm going. One thing that's brought me joy lately is working with my crystals, crystal healing. I love bringing positive emotions back to people and positive feelings back to people and letting go, helping them let go of the negative ones that they're holding, replacing the negative things with joyful things. What a pleasure. It's so nice to be able to do that. If you want to do that, contact me. Um, I realized that I was avoiding joyful things. So when the angels told me about me waiting, 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 I sat down and I wrote a list. What brings me joy? What are things that bring me joy? And many have not done it in a long time. What are the things that bring you joy? I know one thing that brings me joy is being with my college roommates and doing the silly things that we do, saying the silly things that we say, remembering the silly things that we did when we were in college. We would in the middle of the we lived in a dormitory, the only dormitory for my college because it was a commuter college. And in the middle of the night, we would decorate the hallway. If somebody was going to get married or somebody had become engaged or somebody had found out that they were graduating and they're getting a special job, whatever it was, we would decorate the hallway according to that theme in the middle of the night. And that was fun. People would wake up and they would see this, decoration all over about whatever the theme was. And we called ourselves the Mafia. I don't know why we did that, and it was spelled with PH, MAPHIA, Mafia. Anyway, We had fun doing those things. It didn't cost a lot of money. It's whatever we could find around to decorate with. But being silly and laughter bring joy. Laughter is one of the best things to dispel negativity. So if you're depressed or feeling in despair, watch YouTube movies about little kids laughing or watch about cute puppies. Find something that would bring you laughter, and that will make you feel joyful. Make a list of what you like to do. If you realize that you're not in the moment and not feeling joyful, then text a friend and meet for coffee or lunch. Just contact somebody that you love. Decide what would bring you joy. I like to watercolor. Have I done that in a long time? No. I like to take walks in the redwoods. I keep thinking, okay, I need to get back there. And do I do that? No. I have gone to the beach lately. That's good. I love being at the beach and just watching the water, or walking along the edge of the water. That's fun. Maybe you live near a lake and you like to do that. Also, the ocean water, the ocean itself, there's a diva of the water that helps to take away negativity, the feeling that you have of being negative, and leaving you with positive. It's probably something about the ions and whatever. After a rain, you feel better. It's because of the ion change. There's a better uh, configuration that makes you feel better. So, joyful. If you want to be more joyful, then you need to stop replaying things, stop rehearsing things. And especially for me, it was stop waiting, just waiting for something to happen, waiting for somebody to be treating me better, waiting for something to take place. And that waiting, you're not living in the moment. You're waiting. You're in the future, just on the edge. And it doesn't bring you joy. It just makes you frustrated and sad and feeling despair if it just continues. So you need to bring joy into your life. How can you do that? I want you to stop and think, what is your very, very, very favorite thing to do? And maybe you should think of what's your very, very favorite thing to do that does not cost money. So decide, what are some things that you could do that bring you joy? Maybe you like reading books sitting by a fireplace. Then go do that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Take some time to be nice to yourself. Maybe you like to take a bubble bath. I know one of my relatives takes like 2-hour showers, which could be expensive on the water bill, but they feel better. So take a breath and think, what brings you joy? What could you do more of to bring you joy? And the decisions in your life, make the decisions according to what would bring you joy. Make your life more joyful. Concentrate more on joyful things. Spend more time with people who make you feel joyful. In our lives, we encounter people who are neutral. We encounter people who make us feel like, I need to get out of here. I need to get away from this person. And there are the people in our lives that just make us feel good. Well, maybe you should be spending more time with the person who makes you feel good and less time with the person who makes you feel like, I want to be out of here. I know I talked about this before. I have one relative who was very negative and made me feel awful and would be confrontational all the time. So I would be invisible. I asked the universe to help me be invisible to that person unless I needed to confront them, unless I needed to interact with them. And it was kind of nice because they would come into my mom's house and ignore me completely. And that made me feel good because I didn't have to deal with them. Now, if they were taking advantage of someone, bring it on. I'll confront them. But otherwise, just let it go. Let it go. Well, thank you for a commenter. That's nice. I'm glad you're liking our session. Um, Now, joy. I want you to stop and think. What's the last thing that brought you joy? What is the last thing that brought you joy? To me, it was a video of my niece, my nephew, and his wife send me videos of my niece, and she is just darling. And I love watching those videos. So, what brings you joy? Do more of that. And please don't be like me and be waiting for things to happen. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Because I'm concentrating on waiting. I'm very, very good. I'm very good. I'm very responsible about focusing on what I'm supposed to be doing. But focusing on waiting is not good because I don't feel any joy. I don't feel much of anything except sadness or despair because things are not taking place. I'm waiting for them to take place. So call a friend you love and meet for coffee or lunch. Go out and do your favorite thing. If you, if you're, right now I can't do this because it's raining, but I used to like to go to the field next to my house and just roll on the grass. You could roll down a hill. We used to roll on a flat field and make rooms. Like we roll and make a little rectangle, and that's the kitchen. And then roll and make another rectangle, that's the living room, and play house. You don't have to spend a lot of money to feel joyful. So you might want to make a list, a mental list or an actual written list of, okay, who are some people that I want to reconnect with because they bring me joy? Who could I meet with for coffee or lunch? I don't really drink coffee, but tea or lunch. Maybe there's something you haven't done in a long time that you just absolutely love to do. Maybe you like to stack rocks at the river or stack rocks in the backyard. I know people make these like towers of rocks, or some of them look like people, or they look like animals. Maybe you like to paint rocks. What is it that you have done in your life that brought you joy that you could be doing again now? So, I want you to bring joy back into your life. So, that requires, number one, thinking about what brings you joy, the people who bring you joy, and avoiding things like I do, avoiding the replaying what's happened to you, rehearsing what you might want to do if you encounter that situation again. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. And my worst thing is the waiting. It's not an action thing. It's like waiting. I'm waiting, waiting, waiting for something to happen. And that means I'm not living in the present. I can't feel joy because I'm busy waiting. I'm really busy and concentrating on waiting. So I need to break that habit. So take a breath and find some joy. Oh, I'm going to be doing a special meditation, free special meditation next month, April 17th. And it'll be on replay too. It's the Wellness Universe, and I'll put the link in on YouTube and on Facebook so that you can join. I'm going to do a whole year's worth of meditations, one a month. And this next one's going to be about joy. And I would love to have you join me to be more joyful, a meditation on joy. So take a breath and do something joyful today. Yay! Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being with me. And Hopefully, I will see you next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time or whatever time it is in your time zone. Thank you. Bye.